So based on this, the commentary of this hadith upon Imam an-Nawawi, he said that backbiting, Gheebat, in 6 conditions is permitted. Number 1, he says that if something is told to a ruler of the land or to a judge, complaining against the act of another human being who has done wrong to the person. Maybe he's stolen some wealth from you, taken your property away, or has done injustice to you. So if you go and complain to a ruler or to a judge against another human being, another Muslim, this is permitted because you want the wrong to be undone. So in such cases, Gheebat is permitted. Category number 2, that if you complain to someone who you feel that person has an influence on the person who has done an evil act or a sin, and you feel that he will stop doing that evil act, you're permitted. For example, if you know of a friend who's very close to the person who done an evil act or done a sin, and if you tell him that your friend has done so and so thing, or drinking alcohol, and you feel that he has an influence on the other person, and he can prevent him from doing the sin, it's permitted to Gheebat. So the question regarding the wife complaining to the husband either comes in the first category or the second category. Either it's an injustice done to the wife, or maybe the wife wants to tell the husband that you correct the mother-in-law. It may come in first 2 categories. The remaining 4 categories which Imam an-Nawawi said Gheebat can be done. The third is that if you're approaching a mufti or a religious person for some religious advice, so you may say that my father has done so and so act, or my wife has done so and so act, and describe the act, and ask me what should I do. Even in this case, if you avoid naming the father or the mother, or say in the third person that my friend's father is doing so and so, it is preferable. But in such cases, while taking religious advice or a fatwa for a particular act, it's permissible. The 4th category, which Imam an-Nawawi says that Gheebat is permitted, is that when you know of a narrator who is a liar, and if he narrates any hadith, so it becomes incumbent on you to tell the people that he's a liar, or his memory is weak, because to protect the Sharia. Or, for example, if someone is selling a slave, and if he knows that there are some bad habits in the slave, or maybe he does adultery, so it's compulsory that the person who's selling it should tell to the buyer that the slave has so and so faults. Or, if a person asks you that he wants to marry another person, and asks you how is the person, so that becomes obligatory on you to tell the wrong points, or the points which are not correct in that human being. Your intention here is not to belittle that human being. Your intention here is not to degrade the person, but your intention is to give the right information, whether for marriage or for business. So in these cases, this is the 4th category where Imam an-Nawawi says that is permitted. As far as the 5th category is concerned, that if you know a person is doing a major sin openly, like he's drinking openly, or if he's cheating openly, or if he's robbing openly, so then you can tell the public at large that this person is a person who cheats, or a person who robs, or a person who does continuously bid'ah, or there is a religious person who you know, who is giving fatwa, and you know that he's not a person who's truthful. So here it's permitted that you can speak against the person. And the 6th category is that while identifying a person, if someone asks you for identification, at that time, to identify the person, you may have to use his nickname, which the person may not like. Like you may have to tell that the person who's short, person who's tall. So here you're using these nicknames to identify the person which the person may not like. Mainly for identification. Here also, if you can avoid this nickname for identification is the best, but if you can't avoid, you can do. Imam an-Nawawi has mentioned 6 categories in which Gheebat is permitted.